Hey, what's up, guys and gals? My name is Rick 9G. So happy to be on the live stream. Oh, look at this. Already got to straighten this up. Hopefully, everyone is doing amazing. Probably, most likely, the last live stream of the year. This didn't help much. Hopefully, everyone is doing amazing. Thanks for joining the live stream. It's been a while, but we are back. We are here, and hopefully, you had wonderful holidays, wonderful Christmas. Hanukkah, all those wonderful celebrations, and coming up to the end of the year, a new decade. Could you believe that? That is awesome. Nice to see people saying hello in the chat. I do appreciate it. So hopefully everyone is doing amazing. Probably watch some Lucy. Even though Christmas is over, I think we could talk a little bit about the Christmas show, the Christmas special on Lucy. And I don't know, there's other cool things we can talk about. Recently, I just posted a video on Jackie Coogan visiting his grave. What an awesome video, because I don't know, sometimes videos stand out when I make them, that this is a special one, and the process of making it was special. And so I appreciate it. A lot of people writing me that they enjoyed it. So, hey, everyone, nice to see you in the chat. Thank you, DS99. Well, I'm glad that it was special for you, DS99. Ooh, I'm gonna raise myself a little bit. Look at that. I just grew like 4 inches. Look at that. That's perfect. All right, so I'm gonna get stuff going here. Actually, from Hesperia. Oh yeah, are you guys gonna let me know where you're tuning in from? That's always a nice thing to see. Hey, Paul. Wow, Lord Beerus. Feliz Navidad. Starting out in Spanish, Mr. 9G, aka the ultimate source of all classic TV. That is awesome. That's a wonderful nickname for sure. Awesome. So early Auto Racer, you missed the Christmas special on CBS. Now, was it playing or was it not playing at all? Or you just didn't watch it? San Jose, all right. Starting in the same state that I'm in, California. All right. And then going across to the other side of the country in Delaware. Albuquerque, New Mexico, not so far from me, but still a couple states away. Canada, the first out of country individual watching. Alyssa, thanks for tuning in. Vegas, snow on the mountains here in Vegas. Well, yes, on the San Bernardino Mountains, we do have snow, which is kind of nice. It's an hour and a half away, roughly. Minnesota, nice. Another Canadian on here, someone from Canada, very nice, Martin. Wow, Ohio, look at that, love it. British Columbia, Missouri, and more Canada. Wow, a lot of Canadians on today. Thank you. And a lot of Americans. Good stuff. From Modesto, California. Now, there we go. Everyone can still hear me, right? Hopefully everyone can. All right, let me get this thing opened up here. I didn't pre-open it up. You're in New York City? Nice. I love New York City. I fell in love with the city, I have to tell you. Such an amazing place to visit, and I'm sure to live, but I don't know if I could live in New York City. I definitely loved seeing it. I definitely loved like taking a tour of the city. I was still amazed by it. I miss it. All right, now the Christmas show was a season 6 episode that they did. I would say it's pretty much one of the first themed videos on a show. That wasn't a usual thing. It's I Love Lucy that kind of pioneered that, which is nice. Which they had kind of a very loose plot about, Fred coming in with the tree and then cutting all the branches, and it was crooked and lopsided. And then they told some stories from past episodes. So that's kind of nice. From the Midwest. To me, this episode feels so different, the Christmas one, because I don't know. There's a sense of, since there's all these clips from past shows that it just feels a little out of place. Now, I'm not sure, but I have to check to see if this was filmed in front of a live studio audience, because remember, with the clips going back like that, that would kind of be hard to do. So maybe, yeah, because what, you would film like half of the episode and then come back? That wouldn't even make sense. I think the episode was filmed, they did all the splicing, and then they played it for an audience, and then they captured basically the laughs and so forth. So yeah. Hey, Miss Jewel, nice to see you. 1988, great year. Great year. Love the 80s. I'm a product of the 80s myself. And Lucy wearing flannel. Now, something that someone mentioned, I'll just say this. It was in a Lucy group that I am a member of. And I didn't want to chime in because sometimes people get like a little riled up. I wasn't in the mood to do that. But they were saying, oh, this proves that I Love Lucy, because they were showing some shots of very bright colors from the Lucy Desi Comedy Hour, the Mexico one, where they're performing with Maurice Chevalier. And yeah, it was really bright and colorful. And they were saying, well, this proves that the show was basically that the color, that it was shot so that the audience could enjoy it, and that they didn't really focus on the color, like they want it to look authentic. Now, the problem with that statement is that the colors that they picked for the show were very purposeful so that they contrasted in black and white. If you noticed, in a real house like today, or in real life, like we wear clothes obviously that match and things like that. In I Love Lucy, if you look, the colors, the grays kind of match. It's not just like an explosion of different type of shades. And so, for example, Lucy right now is wearing flannel, and then her pants are black. So the flannel looks like it's black, white, and then really dark black. Now, the problem is certain colors show up in different shades. So pink, for example, would look basically like pure black, and so forth. So they really knew what these colors would look like, and they planned it in that degree. So I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah, that was an important thing. Just like the Addams Family was filmed, most of the house is pink, because making it any other color like white, or it would just be too flat. So they did all that stuff. It's pretty cool. Yazzie, a birthday shout out to you. Thank you so much for joining. That is awesome. Oh, this is great. So I've done elimination brackets on like my favorite episodes and so forth. So definitely I've done it for your favorite Lucy episodes from seasons 1 to 3, but I haven't continued. I did 4. And then I definitely didn't do 5 and 6. So that would be nice to do 5 and 6 to let you know my favorites. Those are tricky. I think 6 isn't a bad season. It's just my least favorite out of all of them. And I don't know. I don't know what my choices would be. It'd be nice to see what would come up. Oh, thank you, Lord Beer, spreading the news of my channel to people that you know. That's awesome. Watching from Manhattan. Awesome. Look at all those thumbs up. Thank you so much, Sally. Watching from Manhattan. Ooh, I remember being in Manhattan. I was like on cloud 9 walking around. It was so nice. They're missing out. If they're missing out on old shows because they think they're old, they're missing out. We're the ones who are having the fun, right? Mississippi, look at that. From Texas as well. There's a few from Texas that are tuning in. I definitely know that. Oh, and look at Fred Mertz pulling out that handsaw, a folding handsaw from his pocket, trimming the tree branches. I love it. Look at that. See, now here's a good example. Christmas tree is basically a uniform color, right? It's all basically green. The only difference would be any shadows, right? If you look at the tree, it doesn't look that great. There's only 2 shades in the tree. There's like a white and then a darker. So that's the light and the shadow. It's really flat. And that's the idea. Now look at Desi. Desi has like a suit. He has like a striped tie. He has like literally every piece of clothing on him is a different shade, but they're like one off. Like it's very beautiful to look at. Your eye doesn't really notice it until you pay attention. Sorry, I keep going back to the color because some people have different theories on it. And no, this is part of the thing. Like this is part of the art. That's why if you see the Jamestown Museum, which I went to. You should check out those videos if you haven't seen it. The I Love Lucy Museum. The colors are really weird in real life. It's you would never furnish a house like that. Never. It would be like a clown house if you really did that. So yeah. Julie Russell, yes, the Addams Family house was pink, essentially, like all the background, like the wallpaper and so forth. If you look at the real color photos of it in real life, yep. Oh, and the first one they're going back to is My Baby and Me, Ricky's song, where they're singing about, or Ricky's finding out that he has a baby coming. Of course, Desi knew. Lucy was really pregnant at this time. And remember, Real Husband and Wife, it was their second child in real life. It wasn't their first. They already had Lucy Arnaz before this. In fact, during the pilot, she was pregnant with Lucy, and you can see she's pretty big. And then they had her after that, between that and the first episode, I believe. She was losing that baby fat. So Lucy thinks Ricky's trying to murder her. Lucy goes to the nightclub, the first one, the diet. If you look at the diet episode where she's trying to lose weight, she's still losing her real life baby weight, which is kind of funny. Yes, yes. Harlem, USA. Thanks for tuning in. Was Kurt Russell on the island? Michael, are you talking about Gilligan's Island? If you're talking about Gilligan's Island, then absolutely. He was on the show, not on the island. But no, I see what you're saying for sure. Super Cyan, great comment here. Saved by the Bell. I don't know how many of you would care to tune in for that. I know the audience is there, but I don't know how much of you would be into the show or even know the show. I used to watch the show as a kid. Saved by the Bell, it's a 90s show. I'm really big into 90s shows, really big, because at that time I was, like in my early teens, like late single digit age. And so I love that stuff. I love that show. And other shows in the 90s, big stuff like Family Matters and Full House, TGIF, Step by Step, Saved by the Bell, all those 90s shows, especially 90s cartoons too. So Mary, so I'm just making a comment on the video that I'm watching. Because of copyright, I cannot show you the footage. It's not allowed. It's prohibited. So I'm just making references to the Christmas episode, which I know many people have seen. And so it would kind of be redundant to show anyway, which even if I would show it, I can't. So yes, but thank you for coming to the live stream. Yeah, that's an interesting question, Bradness. Why wouldn't they have another child on I Love Lucy? I think that's the point. If you notice, in fact, they were trying to get rid of Ricky, of Little Ricky. Watch everything after season 6. Pretty much every episode, they try to get rid of Little Ricky. He goes to like babysitters, friends. He's out with the Ramses kid. He's in the plot. They really used him. And what I mean by used, they used it to gain more viewers, followers, and popularity in season 2, the baby. But then they had season 2, 3, 4, and 5 with a baby. Now in season 5, remember, they're in Europe. You didn't even see the baby. The baby was with Lucy's mom, right? Mrs. McGillicuddy. And then season 6, they shot him up in age a couple of years, right? And then finally, yeah, every time you see him, he like leaves. He's like, okay, daddy. And then he just like leaves and he's never there. It's almost like they're trying to get rid of him. It's a very interesting thought. I've never thought about that. Yes. Look at that tree. Fred massacred that tree in that episode. He just went, he just took off the left and the right and the left and the right, and then he just left like a stick, like a middle stick. Thanks to all of you who've liked this video. You are true subscribers, true supporters. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Awesome, awesome. And awesome for tuning in. I would say definitely the last stream of the year. New Year's is coming up and so forth. A lot of activities for people. So I think today's kind of a good day for the weekend and so forth. Now, I think Lucy right now is playing with like an ornament, but it's weird. It almost looks like a hat, like a Chinese type hat thing. And again, I don't know. There's always the idea that Lucy can't sing, right? That's something that we're very used to. But sometimes in some scenes, she can sing. And so that would be a major blooper. Obviously, some people would say, well, they're just doing it to suit the plot, which is, of course, true. But if we're sticking with the story and we're being immersed in the story, it kind of doesn't work. Yeah, it's like Gilligan's Island. In one episode, he's eating pineapple, and then another episode, he's allergic to it, which is pretty funny. Which could be that he had too much pineapple in that episode, and he became allergic to it. I had a teacher who loved strawberries and became allergic because she ate so much. So I guess there's continuity there. Hey, Grateful Fam. Sending me a wave emoji. I'm sending it back to you. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Oh yeah, Super Cyan. So Family Matters. Judy, how she went upstairs and then she disappeared, and they literally took her off the show, and they went from 3 children to 2. She was never spoken of again, ever. And they always said, oh, we have 3 if you're for I don't know how many seasons, and all of a sudden they're like, yeah, 2. It's scary. It's very scary. Oh my gosh. From Sunny Point, Lonsdale, Victoria in Australia. Rally Master. Wow, you are far away. Awesome. It's probably day over there, right? The next day. Let's see. So it's like Saturday morning, Saturday midday, possibly. Wow, that is awesome. Mark Muller. Awesome. Another Australian tuning in. Insane to me to think about. So I'm guessing you gentlemen are fans of Lucy, fans of other classic shows. Let us know. That is awesome. Yeah, in terms of the continuity, I think it's funny because most of you get it, but every once in a while I get someone who's like, why you focus on that? Well, it's fun to point out. It doesn't make the show bad or good. Remember, it was like the first real popular TV show ever. They thought it would just like fade away. It's like when you make a car, you buy a car, now you use it for 5, 6 years, 10 years at the most. You get rid of it. The car's gone. No one's even going to remember that car, right? Unless you have photos or maybe you had a personal connection to it. Kind of like a show. They thought it was very disposable. You make money, you keep moving on, right? Same thing with the Castaways. They didn't think people would be watching it for 70, 80, 90 years into the future. And someone would be dissecting it, right? Although it's funny because shows today aren't great, and they have time to do that, and they have time to make it so detailed and so perfect, yet there's still super plot holes, and it's like, why does it happen? So why not point them out, Whoa, 1:14 p.m. Saturday. Holy moly. Okay, that is crazy because right now it's 6 p.m. So that's 5 hours backwards, a day forward, if that makes sense. Wow. Trying to go through all the comments. It's hard. If you ever want to see your comment highlighted, don't forget to go to the super chat. Great way to support the channel and to see yourself get highlighted amongst all chatters. Chatters? Yes, commenters. Jada, that's a great question. I hope I'm saying that correctly. That would be something that I would want to include in a video. I might even have to write that down. But that's awesome. I have my list of things that I need to make for videos. Why no? and I will give you credit. Boom. Like that. Boom. Great. Thank you, Carissa. I appreciate that. Yeah, George is a good barber. I kind of like it. He's good. He's been doing it for so long. Hey, Randy, we have been talking about the Christmas special episode, the one where Fred lopsides the tree. Heather Marie, nice to see you. Hopefully you're doing okay. Life is going well for you. I love it. Everyone tuning in at the time. Awesome. I love to see people in the same time zones. Nice. Whatever happened to Fred the dog? Well, Fred the dog continues on through the end, right? He's in all through the half-an-hour episodes. He's up to the last one where he had the obedience training, right? Is he in the Lucy Desi comedy hour? Great question. I love it. Everyone's putting the times in. Oh, I love how Ethel is like being sappy here. I kind of feel bad for her. She's like trying to get a kiss from Fred, puts the mistletoe on top, and then he kisses. He doesn't take her advances, but then he kisses her on the cheek. But you could see how, and I do that face because they didn't get along, right, in real life, and so it's like their husband and wife kiss was like, ooh, like that. It was like that. That's how you acted out. Oh my gosh. Or remember, Backstager, it was a double, or how do you say, it was mutual. They both did not like each other. Very, very sure. Hey, David Lopez, Merry Christmas to you. We're still in the Christmas season, technically, even though the official day has passed. Christmas season lasts until January 6th. Itchy there. I know. A lot of people are super busy, but a good amount of people have logged in and tuned in. So I appreciate all of you logging in, even if for a second. It means so much. Awesome. Grateful fam. It's kind of a long story, a lot of nuances. If you want to know why, I made a whole video on it with all the details, what happened. It was pretty tumultuous. Oh, so here's another one. They had the one with, so let me go back a little bit. We're at 18, right? 18 something. So we're having a baby, my baby and me. Okay, that's the first flashback that they have. Then they have the barbershop quartet with Lucy in the chair and the shaving cream. Lucy was pregnant, real pregnant in real life during that. I think, yeah, so that was the second. The third is the one where she's having the baby. That's really, well, that's chronologically correct. They announce the baby, she is pregnant, and then when she has the baby. I've never noticed that. I just saw it as 3 scenes because they could have done anything. They could have, this is season 6, so they've gone to Europe, they've gone to Hollywood. They didn't really remember those. They're remembering the baby, so it's very baby-centered. I have a question for all of you. Who has thought about this? I Love Lucy. Who's saying that? I love Lucy. Yeah, I love Lucy. Think about that. Should we just assume who it is? Is it us? Is it Desi or Ricky? Is it little Ricky? I think it's one of those things where it's like the chicken and the egg. Open for interpretation. It's very easy to say it's Desi. How do we know it's Desi? Is it because of the song? Now, if he's saying I love Lucy, think about it. This whole series could be little Ricky grown up retelling the story of his family, his uncle Fred, Ethel, his mom, his dad, and he says, I love Lucy. He's presenting this woman to you who is his mom. Could be that. Could be Ethel, who's like, hey, this is my perspective on what happened. I loved Lucy. She was my best friend. Could be Fred. Just an interesting thought. Just my thoughts. Again, I'm going out there. Ricky definitely saying I Love Lucy. I've sung it before. I know a lot of you have sung it before. Doesn't mean that we're the ones who say the title. I don't know. It's just interesting. Randy. Or is it the audience? Is it us? Is it us as an individual fan saying, I love Lucy? And then Ricky composed that song, singing it, and anyone who loves her can sing it. I'm not saying that's the answer, but I like that one. Jeffrey, so you enjoyed the video on the CBS production studio. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That is awesome. Location of the lagoon. Now, a parking lot. I wish that thing was still there and I could go see it. Now, it's really weird. I'm going to just put this out there, how so many people are convinced that there's like a lagoon of Gilligan's Island at Universal Studios. Now, maybe was there like a shot of a real helicopter and they took like, I don't know, a shot of the water. I don't know where the logic is. I don't see it. Most of the show, again, was CB. It was not Universal, so it doesn't really make sense. And they said the tour guide said it, and that's just not correct. Daniel Dwyer, has Lucy or Desi Jr. ever visited your channel? Well, I've been in correspondence with Lucy Arnaz Luckinbill. She responded to one of my videos messaging me saying that she appreciates the video and she learned things about her mom that she didn't even know, which is like, oh, very cool. Very cool. I know, right? We only have Marianne and Ginger. We do have, though, a couple of the other actors who were the first to play some of the castaways, like John Gabriel. I don't know if he's alive. I know Kit Smythe is alive. Yes, because remember, Don Wells, Tina Louise, I had a brain fart there, and Russell Johnson weren't the original castaways. They were recast after the pilot. There was a whole episode made with 3 other people. Oh, he's like, oh boy, presents. Little Ricky, and he's coming out. They gave that kid so much. Now think about it. This is the 50s. He got a new bike. Okay. He got a drum set. Drums are expensive now. They're over $1,000, right? And I can't even imagine what they're worth back then. Tree, ornaments. Now, we have to understand that, yes, by this time, he wasn't just a band leader. Ricky was a movie star, quote unquote. He starred in a movie, although we never know which movie he starred in. They never tell us. It was not Don Juan. Don Juan was shelved. Apparently, only thing we know is that the film was completed. According to Mrs. Trumbull, she asked if there was a lot of love scenes. Lucy said, yes, I'll tell you about them later. But that's it. So it was a romantic type movie. But that's all we know. And yeah, and then the last episode, it was really weird because it seems like Ricky's career wasn't taking off and he needed Ernie Kovacs to help him to be on the show. And he preferred little Ricky Jr. versus big Ricky. And that was kind of sad because it's like we thought his career was going up and then it just slumped in the last episode. So I was like, yeah. No, Mr. Like Cats, there is no snow where I am. I have to drive about an hour and a half to get to, yeah, for snow. Maybe an hour and 15, you know, more than an hour for sure. Oh, boy. I love when he says that. Oh, my gosh. Okay, I'm going to, okay, the episode's over and we got, oh, let me just tell you some of the ads that were on here, because you guys never see this in syndication unless you're looking at the DVD with the uncut stuff. Now you have the scene with Merry Christmas, everybody. They're breaking the fourth wall looking at us, which is really unique for I Love Lucy. Lilt, I think it's the home permanent stuff, right? You see the I Love Lucy like ending the crawl. Sanka Coffee. Dang, those were the yeah, those were the ads at that time. That's interesting. They do have Sanka Coffee still, right? All right, the Ricardos visit Cuba. I want to talk about that episode because it has some cool moments. Hey, Mike. Also, if you guys have Hulu, Amazon, anything like that, you can pop up the episode. I usually let you know which one I'm looking at, or if you have the DVD, just pop it in when I'm watching it, and you can kind of, you know, go back and forth with what I'm saying and so forth. I know most people have seen pretty much every episode. So, yes, there's a lot of smoking going on the show. Mostly because Philip Morris was their sponsor. So if Coca-Cola was your sponsor, you're going to be drinking Coca-Cola the whole time, right? And same thing with smoking. They couldn't get Little Ricky to smoke, but they could definitely get the entire cast to do it. But later on, they trailed off on being sponsors, and they got other sponsors. They had American Export Lines, a train. They also had Ford at the end, and they debuted the Ford many times. They didn't have Pontiac, but yeah, it's interesting that without those sponsors, remember, without those sponsors, they could not have done I Love Lucy. It's just, it is what it is. Same thing with YouTube. This is all free for you guys, but remember, that's why ads are on these videos, because we could not be doing this as YouTubers without those ads, without things like Patreon, without some channels even have like a special subscription where you pay and then you get other videos. That's like another tier and stuff on YouTube. I don't do that. I haven't made the choice to do that. But yeah, it's interesting to know. It's even funny. Some companies will even send YouTubers things to advertise. I'm just giving you a little background on YouTube and what goes on behind the scenes. When they get really popular, I've actually been reached out by a couple sponsors to basically promote a product. I'm not just going to promote any product. I need to kind of believe in it, kind of be something that I want, that I, you know, kind of believe in. I just don't want to be like, okay, can you advertise? I don't know. I don't know if I want to reveal exactly what I was given to advertise. Some health product, let's say. And I was like, no, it doesn't really fit me in what I'm doing. I want something to fit. And yeah, but I support those YouTubers. Why? Because that's how they make a living. That's how they're able to make videos. So anyway, just interesting. Suzanne Harris, absolutely. Ads have paid for TV since the beginning. Absolutely. And yeah, I was a kid and I didn't like commercials, but I understand what they are now. You got to make a living. Any show out there, nothing is free. I think even Hulu, right? You pay for Hulu and there's still ads in it. So, you know, it is what it is. And I support other YouTubers that I watch by watching their ads and so forth. So it's good stuff. Sometimes when I just stare, I'm looking at the comments, guys. See, I was moving up and I'm trying to catch up to what I missed. And I go back and then maybe I catch one and then I'm like, poof, 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 poof. Oh, so this is great. So they're starting on a plane, season 6. They're going to Cuba. This is the whole gang: Ricky, Lucy, Fred, and Ethel. Okay, Lil Ricky is on Ricky's lap. He's got a book open. Lil Ricky's kind of out of it. You can see he's like, he doesn't have any lines. He's just kind of in the scene. The purpose of him being in the scene, like if we think in the story, just to show you that he's going with them on the plane. It's weird to think he doesn't have a seat, the thing is, the plane is in a 2x2 configuration with the aisle down the middle. They didn't want to put him in the back because he's really small. So the only way this would work for the show would be for him to sit on Ricky's lap, which is really interesting. I've never noticed that as well. They only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 18, about 18 seats on the plane that we can visibly see. That there's probably some on the front. And there's some shots of actual Cuba, but they never went to Cuba in the show. This is all in the same studio where the regular episodes happen, just to let people know. Some of the band members are even in back if you really look, which is nice. That makes sense. The Cuban shore there, plane landing. This is, I think, a popular hotel in Cuba. And the set is actually very similar to the European set. I would bet that's the cheese. Mrs. Ricardo, where's the cheese? Same hotel. Same set. Yes, Michelle, very true. You could smoke on a plane back then. Not anymore. I'm sitting at an angle. That's why I look like I'm not even. I'm sitting like sideways. There we go. Look at that. Was that even safe to sit a kid on a lap on a plane? I guess. I guess. I don't even know if they allowed that back then. Jeez. That is interesting. Definitely. Oh, Randy, doggy's doing great. He was asleep. He's always asleep. He sleeps 18 hours a day. That's their breed. That's what they do. They're just sleepy time boy. I was gonna say gal, but he's a boy. Now Lucy's super nervous because she has to meet Ricky's family. I don't know if people have seen this. I don't think this one's in syndication that much. And he's teaching her Spanish, and she's horrible in the Spanish in this episode. And she's basically messing it up with Uncle Alberto, who played a couple other characters on the show. Jada, yes, I have been to Jamestown, New York. I made 3 videos on it. You should check it out. One focused on the Lucy stuff, one focused on the New York, the other on the Buffalo, Niagara Falls stuff. So yeah, check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. It's kind of nice to see me there. Like, I even watch it every once in a while. It reminds me of, what's going on. I don't know. It's not what's going on, but like the connection with me in the show. The fact that Lucy was born there. I honestly, like, nothing against Jamestown. I think it was a beautiful little city. I just think it's in the middle of nowhere. There's no way of getting there unless you drive there from an airport that's about 2 hours away. There's no real train that takes you there unless it's like a really, really long train ride. And so I think it's a disservice to people because it's hard for people to get there. I would have wished it was in a closer town, so that people can see. Maybe Jamestown, Lucy's childhood home. I get that. I mean, the presidential library for Richard Nixon has his house on the property. That's where it originally was. That'd be great if they could take her house, like someone buy it and put it at the museum and kind of leave it like she had it. That'd be amazing. But, a lot of time and money goes into that. But I think it's worth it. Lucy is a big deal. She's the closest thing, other than the Kennedys, to royalty in terms of entertainment. Like, who would you, Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball, right? Everyone knows them, even people who don't watch the show. I know a lot of people. I've met a lot of people who ask me what I do, and then I mention I'm a YouTuber and so forth, and they're like, oh, what do you do? And I ask them, well, do you watch classic shows? And they're like, no, not really. I'm like, I Love Lucy. Yeah, I know that show. The Monsters. Yeah, I know that show. Maybe they don't watch it all the time, but they know what this is, and that's what's so fascinating. They know because it's part of the culture. It's not necessarily something that people watch. Everyone watches, let's say, but everyone knows what it is. Blvd video, yes, definitely. There is revenue that comes through doing what I do. I've been doing this for 5 years. The first 3 years, there's almost no revenue coming in. So it takes a lot of hard work. For those 3 years, I posted every single day, pretty much. Now that the channel has grown, you have to adjust that. I won't go into all the details. yeah, but I'm very thankful to where the channel is right now. There's so much room for growth, so much improvement. That's why I believe it. That's why we say subscribe, please thumbs up, because that's the way we continue to grow and become viable as a channel. You know, so it means a lot. It means a lot. Yeah, Jared, it's let's just say when I got there, I was like, oh my gosh, I must be a real big Lucy fan, because yeah, I get it. If someone lives in New York City, you know, it takes a couple hours to get there. But for me, fly across the country to New York City and then take an 8-hour bus ride to Buffalo, and then from Buffalo, New York, drive another hour, almost 2 hours to Jamestown, because there's no way of getting to Jamestown. Like, I get that, but I don't know if did I mention this in the videos? Because I didn't remember. I did my 3 videos, but I don't know if I mentioned there was a toll road, and it was like, I don't know, 45 minutes, that specific route. And the other one was like 40 minutes, and it was no tolls. And I was like, let's just do that. Oh my gosh, that was the scariest thing. It was pitch dark. It was in the middle of nowhere for 40 minutes, and it was twists and turns. There was just like these dead trees and one lane going this way and this way. I had my brights on. You could not see far at all. It was one of the scariest drives I've ever done in my life. Like, I'm not exaggerating. We're not used to that here. And it seemed like the moth monster was going to pop out. I was going to record that, but I was freaking out. I was freaking out. So some of you that know that can understand. I was like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? In case you guys want to know more background information. Thank you, Suzanne. Jared, I'm not exaggerating. It was horrifying. Remember, I'm a pilot. I fly. You know, I do all that kind of stuff. I've flown at night. But if you're driving for 40 minutes on roads where there's like no signs, there's just stop signs every once in a while, there's like random homes, like just literally like one home in the middle. It's like cornfields, or not corn, but it's just like fields of like black, and you see the GPS and you zoom out and there's nothing. Again, it was kind of idiotic to take that route, but I was like, okay, I saved 5 minutes. It was not worth it. It was not worth it. The GPS should have had something being like, do you want to take the scary route or the safe route? I would have gone safe. All right. Oh, thank you, Robert. Just want to say thank you for all the videos as well as your positivity. Happy New Year. Looking forward to 2020. I'm the same way, guys and gals. I have so many ideas, so many videos. These are all videos. Well, can't really see because it's like washed out. Maybe that's good. Well, there we go. Okay. Yeah, those are all video ideas that I have not done yet. That I'm going to get to. On location stuff, more on location. You guys have liked the on location stuff. If you haven't seen my Jackie Coogan video, go ahead and take a look at that. If you're a fan of Addams Family or any of his work, Charlie Chaplin the Kid, I just posted a video going to his grave. It wasn't just like I walk up to his grave. There's a lot of stuff that happened before. Like, I always have these little adventures, accidental. Because yeah, that took a while to find his grave. I'll just say that. Oh my gosh. Backstager, yeah, I've been on the Universal tour hundreds of times. Oh my gosh, Eloise, it was just like the Blair Witch. Like, it felt like that. Like, I was with my girlfriend at the time, and I was like, I can't. And you can't pull over because it's like in the middle. I was like, what if someone, like, obviously it's just dark, and it's like, what if someone sees us and they like attack? I don't know. My mind was going, and the shadows of the cars going by looked like someone was going to go out. And I was like, what if a deer, because it's pitch black, deer just going back and forth, what if they just pop out and I hit a deer and we have to stop? Like, I was like, oh man. So anyway, and there were signs that were like deer danger, and I was like, ugh. I'm just telling you, I did all that for Lucy and for you guys. Oh my gosh. Well, Desi doesn't have a grave. He was cremated. A lot of people ask me that. They're actually like, why don't you go to Desi's grave? I'm like, it doesn't exist. It's not there. Neither does Vivian Vance have a grave. No, she was cremated as well. Bill Frawley, I have gone to his grave, and there is a video on my channel. Don't forget, check it out. Yeah, Kristen, but go in the daytime. Don't go in the dark. And then you have to get a hotel in Jamestown. It's a really small town, and the hotel was kind of in the outskirts too. So I was like, again, maybe it's not a big deal. Being a city boy like me, it was just so different. But I learned stuff. Yep. Randy, very rural. Like every mile that was like one house in the middle of nowhere. You saw like a light on. Like I was like, I wouldn't even be like, I don't know what to say. Like, do people come out of these homes? Is like, I don't know. Like, can you just go up to a home like that? Would people be friendly? Would they like hurt you? I don't know. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we had a GPS, and I was just praying that. Well, we had it plugged in, so it wasn't gonna like die on us. But I was like, oh my gosh, if the car died, like I was thinking of all the bad stuff that could happen. Yeah, I was being kind of negative. I guess when I get scared like that, I was, but I was being hopeful. I would get there, and we got there. We got there after 40 minutes of that Blair Witch stuff. See, Eloise, you're on it with me. Deer accidents were not unusual, and I was like, this is the last thing I need for a deer to hit this car. It was a rental. Like, I was like, it'd make good footage, but I don't want to go through this. Let me go down a little bit. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Julie, just take my advice. If you're going to go to the Jamestown Museum and you're not from Jamestown, I'm assuming 99.9% of you are not from Jamestown, you have to drive there. If you drive there, go right when the sun comes up and leave then. Take the toll roads, like the actual highways, not the back roads, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. It'll be a lovely experience. We came back on the toll roads, and it was fine. Yeah, that's just, please take my advice. You do not want to go through, unless you want some Blair Witch stuff, which, sure. All right, let me go. I saw some Jackie Coogan stuff, some people saying some stuff about him and the video. Let me go back. Okay, C train supporter, one traffic light in town. That was a no-no for me. I saw that one traffic light, and I was like, goodness gracious, hope there's another one. Nope, I just saw one. Yeah, I agree, Will. Like, I could see why Lucy left. I could understand why her heart was there. Like, she loved the town. I mean, yeah, it's a town she grew up in. But I could see why there was not life for her in terms of what she wanted to do. She would never met Desi. She would never been a Hollywood star, right? No way. No way. Yeah. Awesome, Eric. I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll enjoy it. Just you can go to Lucy's grave as well. That's also there. I don't know if you mentioned that. Park, statue, museum, family home, grave. Those are the 4 Lucy sites, I would say. Her childhood home, grave, museums. There's 2 museums. It's one experience, but it's 2 museums like back to back. Yeah. There's a lot of stop signs backstage here, like 20 stop signs in 40 minutes. Next stop, the 20. Oh my gosh! If a UFO would have appeared, I would be like, okay, that's the only thing I need. Take me now, please. Take me now, because I don't know where else. I might have gotten there faster on the UFO. I don't know. William, I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much for asking. Hopefully you're doing great as well. Will D, you liked the video you did on the Monsters Black and White. Well, thank you so much. Oh, on White, yeah, I'm seeing. I was like, which one? They're all black and white, all the episodes. No, but you're talking about the one where I revealed the reasons why the show was shot in black and white and not color. Remember, the pilot for the Monsters was done in color, and then the rest of the episodes were done in black and white. And I know a lot of people are like, well, yeah, black and white looks better, but then why didn't they just film the pilot in black and white? It would have been better. So no, it was definitely an interesting idea, and I go through all of it, but it's definitely an interesting concept. you know, and it's something that most shows haven't done. I think one person mentioned another show that did that, but it was, again, very rare. And remember, the I Love Lucy episodes are just being colored now, and that's artificial colorization versus the Munsters one, which is shot in color. Hogan's Heroes was shot in color with color equipment, if that makes sense. Gilligan's Island, season 2, season 3, shot in color, not colorized. And it was funny because I was watching now the holidays. My dad was with me, and we were watching Hogan's. We were watching Hogan's Heroes, and he's not into classic shows that much, except for like Stooges, Laurel and Hardy, stuff like that. But anyway, he said, "Is this shot in color or colorized?" And I tell him shot, and he's like, "Yeah, I can tell. Like, it looks a lot better." And yeah, so it definitely makes a difference. Larry Potter, I'm going to read this. You made me laugh with your comment. Thank you so much. It's heartfelt, but there's a joke in there, and I love it. I just joined this conversation. I've seen your videos. You have an old soul. I'm just old. Made me laugh. I appreciate it. I would say you're not old. I would say that you have more experience than I do in these shows, and that's okay. The other day I was like, I'm old because I was talking to someone who's about my age, and when we figured that we didn't have really grandparents around, and we're like, yeah, because we're at the parent age, and I'm not a parent, and so I was like, oh no. Now, a quick question for you guys: do you guys like when Desi sings, or do you guys not like when he sings? I've heard Lucy fans say both. Say that they love when he sings, and then he doesn't love when he sings. And there's reasons why. Let me know your reasons why in the comments, why you think it's better when he sings or when you don't, like your reasoning for it. I would love to hear. Oh, thank you, Danielle. You like the Jackie Coogan video. You would love to see more like that. So do you mean just more grave videos, Danielle? Let me know. Yolanda, you remember the video, the blooper one, the blooper. I don't know which one. I've had several. You were hooked after that. Well, I appreciate it. I'm glad you like it. Cheryl, you love when Lucy sings, right? Nice, nice. Oh, Lucy, when Desi sings. Julie, you like it sometimes. So I'm assuming sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Why do you sometimes, or why don't you sometimes? It took away from Lucy. So that's an interesting. So Corinne, I'm not going to assume that everyone believes what everyone believes unless you guys say it. So Corinne, you want to see more of Lucy in these episodes then, right? Yazzie, you think Desi is loud when he sings? Turn him down a little bit. So Will, you believe Desi is a great singer, very talented performer, and musician, being able to play the piano and drums. Dark Wolf, you believe Desi Arnaz was very talented. Well, Michelle, I'm assuming you really love his music or singing because you have a 2 CD disc pack of his songs. Wow. He's playing right now with Lil Ricky, who wasn't really his son. I know most of you know that, but I like to point these things out. Arthur, you're neutral to it. That's an interesting. Ricky Nichols coming in with a $4.99 donation to the channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Ricky. You're awesome. Happy New Year to you. Any cool plans, Ricky, you have for the new year? Great name, by the way. Any cool New Year plans? Chill, relax, family, friends. I'm gonna watch the ball drop, New York City. I'm so happy that I was able to go. I'm so fortunate, blessed that I was able to go and see where the ball dropped, stand on the Times Square. Like, again, I've seen all this on TV, and being there was like nuts for me. I know some of you may even be there, and then it's like, no, for me, it was a big deal. I still get happy thinking that I was there. That's how much of a nerd I am. Oh my gosh. Rick Daystar, sorry for the typos. You wanted to say you've enjoyed all the Lucy videos. Awesome. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Ricky Nichols, you think Desi is loud. Yeah, he wanted to project, I guess. Maybe they told him to project because remember, there's only one mic they use. So, Daniel, yes, more gravesite. You find it very interesting. Well, I'm glad because I think in the beginning, some people was like, ooh, but now I think people have understood the concept of doing that and visiting. It's actually very peaceful. I'm not gonna say I would go at night. I don't know. It's really dark. There's no real lights there. But yeah, in the daytime, not scary at all. I'll go by myself. It's fine. It's fine. Jared, you should go to New York. I think it's something every American should do. Well, everyone in the world, but I mean, as an American with the love for the country, right? Being from the West Coast, going to the East Coast, I didn't think I would like it as much as I thought I would like it, but I liked it so much more than I actually thought. Yeah. El Scene, did Desi ever ad-lib on the show? Nope. Absolutely not, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. No one ad-libbed on the show. No one. Cuban Cabbie, I love that song. Dang, now he's going hard on those drums. Look at Desi. Flipping his hair, going back and forth, going boom, 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 and little Ricky just giving his head up, trying to keep up. I mean, he was small. He was like, what, 5, 6, I think, at the end part of the show. I mean, that's talent. I'm not gonna say he was the most talented boy, but he was definitely talented. All right, guys, again, should I do one Addams Family video and then we're done? Let's do it. Let's do one Addams Family. Let's do it. Let's do one Addams Family vid. I have to after visiting Jackie. I kind of have to. I kind of popped in a random episode here, a random disc. See what episode kind of, because Addams Family also cycled the stories with different. Oh, I can't believe I ordered a I Love Lucy DVD and it came broken, like the clasps. And it's really annoying when you order something new and then it's already broken. Like, yeah, I could return it, but it's just like, you know, I'll just keep it. All right. Da-da-da-da. Yes, Tish. Thank you, Susan. I'm a dude. I don't mind. Oh wait, is this the first episode? One? Okay, I am definitely going to play that one. The first ever episode of the Addams Family. I love it because it has the original mansion here in Los Angeles that is no longer there. They tore it down. You know what they put there? A track and field track. You can go see it today. The only thing that's left there is a crooked light post that was still there from that time. If you match up the light post with the show, you can see that great piece of land that has the track on it. It was where the house was. They completely tore it down. Sad. I made a whole video on it, but yeah, I tell you where it is in the video and everything. Michael, favorite Munster episode? Whenever people ask me that, favorite episodes, I change all the time. And I would say that's mostly because, I don't know, I watch different episodes and I appreciate them for different reasons and stuff. I really like the one where Fred goes out. Fred Quinn, I guess. Where Herman goes out and he falls asleep in the car and then like some gangsters like steal it and then they think he's like, I think it's like Louis. He's like a guy who's like really like buff and stuff and they think it's him and they think he's like working for the mob and I don't know. I like when there's like mistaken identities like that. Nope, Caleb, no ad-libbing. Ad-libbing and I Love Lucy should never go together. It never happened, essentially. Yes, Mr. Like Cats, they're double-sided. A lot of these DVDs are double-sided now. Yep. That's just, it's kind of what's happening. The DVD cases are getting thinner too, and they're making them more fragile. That's why that's breaking. It's thinner than, what it should be. I like this episode. It's a pilot. It's kind of crude. but it's still really good because you have a different type entrance to the house. It's the original location. Then you have the interior shot inside a set of the outside of the house. They built the outside of the Addams Family house inside a stage, so they can control it. And then he pans down. The man rings the doorbell, pans down to Wednesday, who opens the door. It's the first Addams we ever see. Technically, I guess Cousin It isn't technically an Addams, right? Wednesday is, and she's the first one. In case people ask you, what's the first Addam that makes their appearance? It's Wednesday. And it pans down, and it's a slow motion panning down. Ricky Nichols, it's Cuban Pete. Chick Chicky Boom. Yeah, it's Cuban Pete. Eric, I did love the Addams Family movies, the Raul Julia ones, the ones from the 90s, the two. Addams Family Values, Christopher Lloyd as Uncle Fester. Fabulous job. Not the other subsequent ones, to be honest with you. I haven't watched, I think it's the new Addams Family or Addams Family. I don't know. It was like a TV version in the night. It was horrible. I didn't like the actors much. It was like, welcome to the Addams Family. How you do? I don't know. I didn't like it. Yeah, there's a lot of great Munsters episodes. The one where he's on the racetrack with the dragster, I like that one too. The one where he buys the beat up car from Frank Gorshin, who's the salesman, I love that one as well. Caleb, you like Vaya con Dios. You know what that means? It's in Spanish. You don't like the animated Addams Family Forever. Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about the ones from the 90s or a different one? The second Addams that we see is Pugsley. Makes his way downstairs. Interesting that you meet the children first, and Fester, and then now Carolyn Jones, Morticia. Her hairline was also changed, I believe, as well. They altered that. Oh, and then you see plant grabbing. I love the guests. Whenever guests come to the show and they get like spooked out with what is going on, that's my favorite. Yes, Kevin, we have John Aston. We also have Wednesday, played by Lisa Loring, as well as Felix Silla, Cousin It, still with us. So we have 3 from the cast, which is amazing. You're talking about Forever, the what is it called? The CGI one, the one that's in the theaters. Yeah, I was kind of about it. I don't know. I mean, I didn't see it, but I wasn't too interested or too rushed to go and see it. No, Kristen, Pugsley, Ken Waxworth, no, he passed away, I think, with a heart issue. Actually, he was cremated, and part of him, because a part of him is buried, and a part of him, because it's ashes, right? Part of his ashes is actually in a museum, a death museum in Hollywood, literally in a case. Like, it's like items of different shows, like cigarette butts from like Marilyn Monroe, stuff like that. Like Jane Mansfield's car is there, and then boom, you see Ken Weatherwax. It's like, yeah, this is the guy Addams Family. You're just like, okay. I haven't been there, but I've seen that. I've thought about going to that museum, but they really, I don't believe, allow filming in there, and so there's no point. I would like to show it to you guys because they kind of want you to go and not spoil. Like, I get that, but yeah. Good job, David. You are correct. Go with God is Vaya con Dios. In case people don't know what that meant when Ricky's like, Vaya con Dios, that means go with God. It's kind of a sad song. I think it's about death, I would say, but... Arthur, he played the Riddler, John Aston, in 2 episodes, or I guess it's 1 episode, 2 parts, right? And believe it or not, I have not seen it, and syndication never popped up. I have all the DVDs now, but I haven't taken a look at it. It's something I'm definitely going to do and cover it and compare him and Frank Gorshin. I have to. Forever Metal, did you actually go to Jackie Coogan's gravesite, or you mean my video? Either or is cool, though. If you get a chance, I would definitely recommend that. No, Addams Family is definitely not in public domain. No. Gore shouldn't owned any role he was in my opinion. Yeah, you can watch it on Pluto TV. You're right. Thank you, Manatee. If you guys have a Roku TV or just like any TV where you have like you can get Pluto TV, it's free and you can watch the Addams Family on there. I don't know if every episode's on there. I don't think so, but it has a lot of them on there. Yeah, Sandra, it's a death museum and there's like signs there that say like warning, like it's not for everyone. And yeah, so I can definitely see how maybe everyone won't go see it. I don't mind, but again, I'm not that excited to go because honestly, I want to share it. I like to share things. Even when I was a kid, I would have toys and I would bring it to like everyone and have them play with it because I wanted to share stuff with people. I like to see people like happy and enjoy something. And so I guess it's part of YouTube too. Like I go somewhere and I share it with you guys, you know. But yeah, just something to mention. Yes, Larry Potter. Great name, by the way. Yes, it was a cartoon strip. If you've checked out my Addams Family videos, I don't know if you have, check my playlist. I talk about little known facts, and that's in there. And I have other videos on the show as well. So I think you'd like that. Okay, let me see. Yeah, Jared, great point on Jackie Coogan, his struggles with his parents taking his money and all that. What I was really amazed was his grave because it said humanitarian first. That was the first thing. Like usually it's like father, you know, like the most important first. Then it was patriot, you know, lover of country, and then last entertainer. Humanitarian was first, and honestly, I didn't even really know um, what humanitarian things he did. I might look that up and share it with people because if he did all these great things, and I think people should know about it. So that's something that I would probably want to cover in the future to let you guys know. Because I think good deeds like that should be shared. You know, I cover a lot of things on this channel, bloopers, behind the scenes stuff, you know, little rumors, not rumors, but like behind the scenes drama and stuff. People like to see that stuff, but then also good things. I think I covered a lot of things that like actors have done great things, like Don Wells taking care of Natalie Schaefer, Mrs. Howell, Alan Hale Jr. going to children's hospitals all the time, stuff like that. I think that's awesome. Dark Wolf, never have seen the show, never covered it. I like that like intro type like beat to that. I love it. Very, very good. Forever Metal, Jackie Coogan was in The Kid with Charlie Chaplin. He's that little cute boy, such a little cute boy, and many people can't believe that he turned into Uncle Fester. But yeah, that's age for you. Jackie Coogan was also in The Shakiest Gun in the West with Don Knotts, which I absolutely love. Believe it or not, it's my favorite of Don Knotts. Yep. I know people are surprised because some people like The Ghost of Mr. Chicken. Not my favorite. It wasn't bad. I was just kind of, it had a couple moments. What else? The Reluctant Astronaut actually did enjoy. The Love God, I think that's what it's called. A little out there, a little risque. There were some good parts, but as a whole, I don't think it suited him. Like, yes, there were funny parts, but it wasn't a work that I'd like to highlight of his, for example. But he's hilarious. Shaky's Gun in the West to me like fits him perfectly because he does not belong in the West. Shaking the gun, there were so many sight gags, and that's me. I like physicality, sight gags. I even started watching Mr. Limpet, the amazing Mr. Limpet or something, where he's like the fish. I watched half of it. I didn't finish it, to be honest. Yeah. Backstage of The Love God got a GP rating. I'm guessing GP is general, like general audience. No way, was it? Oh, your favorite is Don Knotts' The Incredible Mr. Limpet. That's the one I was talking about. Thank you. Yeah, I think Shaky Scan in the West is so underrated. Like from the beginning to the end, the dentist scene, the train scene, the coach scene with the Indians in the end. When he meets the girl in the dentist office or in the hotel. Just I can keep going with scenes that are amazing. With the guy all dressed in black from like The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. It's just perfect. It's just perfect. Oh yeah, mature rating, yeah, for sure. Love God is definitely mature. Like even I was kind of surprised that he was in it. Yeah, he was in Three's Company, which is a little more risque. But I did like Shaky's Gun. Angela, thank you for joining the live stream. We just watched a couple episodes of Lucy. Now we're talking a little bit about Addams Family, but talking about a bunch of stuff because this is kind of a free forum, right? It's the end of the year. The last things that you guys can say to me in the chat before the decade is over. Could you believe that? We're going to all be a decade older. But I'm looking forward to the 20s. We're going to be living through the 20s. I've never lived through the 20s, the roaring 20s. Yeah. Blade video. I've done videos on the Addams Family. So if you check that out, you can probably enjoy a lot of content on there, behind the scenes info and so forth. Forever Mental, happy birthday shout out. Apple Dumpling Gang, David. He was a little older though, right? In that it's not a bad thing. He was older in Three's Company. I think it was great on that. I like him better than the Ropers. Believe it or not, I know people love the Ropers. I think the Ropers have a great synergy together. I'm honestly just more into the facial comedy and stuff. Now Norman Fell was very physical, like with his facial expressions. He had the bugged out eyes, kind of like Don Knotts. He did the same thing Desi Arnaz did, similar with the bugged out eyes. But he was very, they were more like a team. Yeah, so I'll just say that. Festivus. Happy Festivus for the rest of us. Does anyone know where that's from? I do not have Disney Plus. Nope. Yeah, honestly, I'm not saying the Ropers aren't great, but it's really funny because I think they worked well in the frame of the show with Jack Tripper. Take them out of that equation, just the Ropers, there is nothing. There is no flame there. But I'll put on this hand as well. Jack Tripper by himself, without the Ropers, like he had a wife at the end of the show and it just fell apart. I was like, what happened to the show, right? So yeah, shows have a finite life. Seinfeld, that's right. Good night, Ricky. Thank you for being on the live stream. Oh yes, the Munsters and the Hot Rod, right, Steve? Oh, such great cars. Such great cars. Yeah, Three's a Crowd. I saw that and I was like, what am I watching? What am I watching? How did this go? And I didn't go on for long. That's the one I'm talking about. Three's a Crowd. I was like, I can't believe like this fault. Like it just went down the hill. I'm sure there was reasons for it. Writers, directors. Yeah, we didn't have Suzanne Summers, but the show did well after Suzanne Summers still. So yeah. Now Munsters got canceled after 2 seasons, but then Batman got canceled afterwards. A lot of shows get canceled, even good shows. Yes. Wow. Wednesday Addams. Oh, so Lisa Loring was the woman who played Wednesday Addams. She was about 5, and I'm pretty sure she didn't know how to read, which was amazing because I don't know how to explain it, but the fact that she couldn't read, they had a script, and they kind of had to read the script for her in order for her to memorize her lines. And so they just said they had to repeat it. And then they were like, they wanted her to repeat it. And then they had to make sure that she kept the information so she could do it for the scene. So is it cool we can say we were born in the 1900s? I guess. I don't know. It makes me sound old. I saw a post that it has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but it's kind of funny. It said there are people born in the year 2000, 2000, that are parents. And I was like, and to visit. Yeah, Don Knotts is great. And what's unfortunate is, well, I wouldn't say it's unfortunate. I went to see Bob Crane's grave. Bob Crane played Hogan on Hogan's Heroes, right? And Sigrid Valdez, she played Helga, right? On the show, his real life wife. Yes. And I've always loved Don Knotts. Like, I think he was cool, but I was never like a super fan of his. But I noticed his grave. He had a beautiful headstone. And I filmed it. It's in that video with Bob Crane. But then after that, I was like, I want to watch more Don Knotts. Like, it's not just Andy Griffith. So I watched like all these things, these shows, these movies. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I like him even more now. So I think if I go to his grave again, I'll appreciate it more, if that makes sense. So yeah, interesting. I was born last decade. Well, no. That's very untrue. I was born several decades ago. Don Knotts. Now, I know everyone is entitled to their opinion. This is my opinion. I enjoyed, when I used to watch as a kid Andy Griffith's show, I enjoyed it when Don Knotts came on. When he came off screen, my mind wandered. That was just, Don Knotts was the guy. And I think everyone likes different type of comedy. I really think the show was centered around him. Yeah, there were scenes with like Goober and in the barbershop and stuff, but I really do feel like he was the hit of the show. And I wish he would have been like shown more. Like, yeah, he was shown up, but I wanted more. I wanted more Don Knotts. And yeah, so that's the thing. Like, there's certain scenes that are good, so it's hard for me to really get into the show when there's not that much of them, you know? But yeah. Yeah, like I couldn't get into Otis. I couldn't get into a lot of the characters. Gomer, Goober. I think Andy was a nice soul on the show. I did like Opie because I was young, so I identified with Opie. Like, I wanted to play with him, like go outside. Like, I was a really small kid when I used to watch it, like 6, 7, you know. Julie, I agree with you 100%. That doesn't mean that I'm just saying, when I say something, I'm a fan like you guys of these shows. And so my opinion is worth all. So you guys don't have to agree with me. You can disagree. We can all friendly disagree, agree. It doesn't matter. But yeah. Oh, I didn't know Don Knotts did voiceover. Well, it makes sense. He has a very cartoony voice for sure. Hey, Warren, welcome to the live stream. Nice. Oh, look at these cookies. Okay, so they brought out cookies, and there's like icing that's like spiders and stuff and like lizards. If you zoom in, because this is HD, you can literally tell it's like black frosting. But back then, with TVs being all grainy and stuff, it would look like there's a lizard on it, which is crazy. That's really funny. That's really funny. I've done Kevin several Jim Backus videos. You should take a look at my Gilligan's Island playlist. People should check out my playlist, because what I do, I group videos together. So if you watch one in the same topic, you can keep going, and most likely you'll love all of those. I've done some on Lucy. I have over 250 Lucy videos on just different Lucy topics, different things about the show, different little pieces of information you might love. Gilligan's Island, Addams Family, Munsters. So go check them out. It's really funny and interesting when people say, hey, you should do it on this. And I'm like, I've done them. They're there. There's over close to 1,300 videos on my channel. So check them out. Not just the new stuff. There's a bunch of stuff. And I like to make my videos type of videos where you can watch and watch them anytime. So they're not time sensitive. So you can watch a video 3 years of mine that is still applicable and you can still learn. It's not like, oh, it's old already. No, it still works out. So yeah. Welcome, Kevin. I love seeing new people on here, and we appreciate you having I appreciate you being on here. Awesome. Thank you. I'm glad that you love the videos and are supportive of them. It means a lot. Mr. I think this is Mr. Haley or the first episode. They're trying to get the kids to go to school and they won't go to school. I love that giraffe in the tuxedo in the background. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Anyone notice Gomez having eyeshadow, or what is it called? Mascara? That shows you how much I know this stuff. Mascara, basically eyeliner, right? Really, really cool. Something you wouldn't be able to pick up in the old, but you would see it. It would just be something that you would see and subconsciously notice, right? Very, very cool to see that. And Morticia doesn't have it on the bottom. She has a lot on the top. It gives them kind of a unique look, a unique ghoulish type look, you know? And, oh, the episode's ending in a couple minutes. So last couple things. Lurch playing the harpsichord. We see Fester, of course, Jackie Coogan playing Grandmama cards. Amazing. Oh, he was so good. I loved him. He was great. And then crocheting, Morticia crocheting, smoking a cigar nonstop. Of course, you hear whoop, whoop, mail's in. Thing coming in from the plant bowl. Thing, of course, being Ted Cassidy. Lurch, that was Thing. Most people don't know that because he's not credited with it. But yep, that's him. The weirdest thing when I was looking, I didn't say this in the video because I don't know, if I say everything, the video would be 30 minutes long. I couldn't, I was really struggling. The last video I put up, I went to Jackie Coogan's grave. In case you guys don't know, I know people are tuning in. We're almost at the end, but the last thing I'll say, Uncle Fester, right, is his name. And so I was looking for John, for Jackie Coogan. I couldn't see it. But I saw someone with the last name of Festus, F-E-S-U-S. Now, I know that's not Fester, but it's F-E-S. And it was like weird because it was so big and it was calling to me every time, almost like Fester, but it wasn't him. It was just someone with the last name Fester that happened to be close to Jackie's grave. Yeah, but just like a random fact. Yep, Forever Metal. Lurch was Thing. Yep. Imagine that huge man under furniture getting his hand up in there. Yep. A true legend. All right, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting. Hopefully you had a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and now New Year's. Blessed, beautiful, wonderful, peaceful New Year's. We'll see you all. Hopefully I'll pop in a video before the New Year's, and we'll see you all next time. And don't forget, be hopeful.